The Reluctant Dragon. One summer's evening long ago, a shepherd raced down the hill to his house. "Ah!" he screamed. He flung open the front door and burst inside. "I just saw a monster," he panted. "It's as big as 4 horses. It has the longest, sharpest claws I've ever seen, a spiky tail like a dagger, and shiny blue scales all over its body." His son looked up from his book. "It sounds like a dragon, Dad," he said. The boy had always wanted to meet a dragon. "I wonder if it's friendly," he thought. The next day he set off up the hill to find out. "Bye, see you later." The dragon was friendly. What's more, he was delighted to see the boy. "It's beautiful here, but it does get lonely." The boy smiled. He sat down and bombarded the dragon with questions, one after another. The dragon told stories of long ago. There were deadly fire-breathing dragons at every turn, and brave knights fought them to rescue grateful princesses. As much as the dragon loved telling stories, the boy loved hearing them. He came back every day for more. Then, one dreadful day, the villagers found out about the dragon. They were scared, and that made them angry. The boy ran straight to the dragon. "The villagers want to get rid of you," he gasped. "But I wouldn't hurt a fly." That afternoon, the boy had even worse news. "He's coming! St. George, the dragon killer! Who's coming? He's going to fight the dragon!" The boy rushed back to the dragon. "St. George, the dragon killer, wants to fight you," cried the boy. "And he has the longest spear I've ever seen." "But I don't like fighting." "I'd better just hide away in my cave until he goes away," said the dragon. "You can't," said the boy. "Everyone wants a fight." The dragon yawned. "I'm sure you'll think of something," he said. The boy walked slowly back down to the village. A crowd of villagers was telling George about the dangerous dragon. He burned down 5 houses. When the villagers had gone, the boy went up to St. George. "It's not true," he said. "The dragon wouldn't hurt a fly." "But everyone wants a fight," said George. "What can I do?" "Follow me," said the boy, and he took George to meet the dragon. "I have an idea," said the boy. "You can have a pretend fight." He turned to George. "Do you promise not to hurt him?" "Well, it has to look real," said George. "But there'll be a feast after." All right then." The next morning, the entire village trekked up the hill to watch the fight. The boy waited nervously by the dragon's cave. Great cheers broke out when St. George rode into view. But where was the dragon? Then a roar echoed around the mountains. Flames filled the air and the dragon appeared. His scales sparkled and he breathed out fire. It was a magnificent sight. The villagers took one look and fled. "Charge!" yelled George. He galloped forward, his spear held high. The dragon bounded up and they shot past each other. "Missed!" roared the crowd. George and the dragon lumbered around and charged again. This time there was no way they could miss. Clatter! Bang! Oof! The dragon gave a groan and slumped to the ground. George stood over him triumphantly. "Cut off his head!" I think the dragon had learned his lesson, don't you? Declared George. Let's invite him to our feast. And he led the villagers, the boy and the dragon back down the hill. The feast went on until the stars came out. Everyone was happy. The boy was happy because his plan had worked. The villagers were happy because they'd seen a fight. George was happy because he had won. But the dragon was happiest of all. He had lots of new friends and a very full tummy.